Jose Bolanos, everyone. All right. Your feature act for tonight. I actually just got done being on the road with him. Went to Montana, and you guys are really going to love him. He's all the way up from Jacksonville, Florida, everyone. So please, warm round of applause for Josh Hughes.
Woo!
Thank you very much. That was very nice of you. I appreciate it. Give it up for Fred again, huh? That guy's hilarious, isn't he? Hilarious. And he looks a little bit like Rick Moranis fucked Elvis, doesn't he? I mean, that guy is going places. So the new year just started, you know. One of my New Year's resolutions was to start taking comedy a little bit more seriously. So here I am in this diner in Fife, Washington. So you guys are all part of this New Year's resolution coming true. This year has been exciting so far. The Super Bowl happened, right? How many of y'all watched the Super Bowl? A couple people heard about it, all right. All right, I heard it was in the news, so some people, you know. It was cool. Did anybody have that friend who gets a little bit too excited about it, though? Like, Super Bowl's coming up, like my neighbor's like that. He's like, yeah, Super Bowl's coming up, man. I'm having a killer party at my house. It's going to kick ass. I had a party last year, man. I got a new big screen TV and these kick-ass speakers. It was so awesome, man. The cops had to come and tell us to bring it down a notch. And, like, after about 20 minutes, I realized he wasn't going to invite me, you know? And it's not that I cared, because, like, I'll call the cops again this year. You know what I mean? Like, and by next year, he'll learn his lesson, I think. Beyonce, huh? How about that? She's doing well for herself, isn't she? I mean, all things being considered, right? She got caught at the presidential inauguration. They say she was singing along with a recorded version of the national anthem. I'm not gonna say whether or not she was wrong or right, but I think it was pretty decent of her to apologize on Good Morning America. You know, they didn't have her in the studio, but they did have a recording of her. So anyway, 2 weeks after she gets caught lip syncing, she's singing at the halftime show at the Super Bowl. You know, like, y'all remember Milli Vanilli? 2 weeks after that, they're working at like Circuit City. That's the way I remember it anyway. So Valentine's Day just passed. Is there anybody here celebrating Valentine's Day, right? Couples? Any couples in here? Let me just start with that. Y'all know the Valentine's Day just happened. Don't make me look silly up here, you know? Valentine's Day. Some people like it, some people don't, you know? The ones who don't, some say that like it's just a thing that was created by chocolate companies and, you know, something just to get people to spend money. And I call these people single, you know? Whatever. Because regardless of, you know, let me just start with this. I saw an advertisement for Valentine's Day. I swear to God, it said, surprise her this year with Valentine's Day flowers. It'll be our little secret. Now, first off, anytime you hear it'll be our little secret, you know, that's not good. That reminds you of like that creepy uncle that had a little secret that he wanted you to keep, you know? And don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody had a creepy uncle that, you know, and if you didn't, I had one that, well, he'll come make you feel uncomfortable too. That word is creepy. Uncle. Man, that's like when you're wrestling and you get caught in a move that makes you uncomfortable. What do you yell? Uncle. Right? That's like the end of the match right there. So, but anyway. It said surprise her with Valentine's Day flowers. Any ladies here ever get flowers for Valentine's Day and been shocked? Did you know? Thank you so much. My uncle used to give me these. You want to surprise her with flowers, get her flowers and put someone else's name on the card. Thank you so much. Who the fuck is Kate? Surprise. Anyway. Regardless of whether or not you like Valentine's Day, everybody liked it when you were a kid. You know, everybody thought it was great as a kid. You'd go to school and you'd walk into class and everybody's trading Valentines. And you'd go to your desk and you had a little card with flowers on it waiting for you and a little box of candy, right? Who cares that it was the janitor that left it for you? The point is it made you like you were still special, right? That's what he told you, right? It's going to be our little secret. Something like that, you know. I'm not against Valentine's Day, don't get me wrong. And I'm not against being in a couple either. In fact, anybody here been in a How many couples do we have here? Just let me know. Anybody? Okay. How many people in here have been in a couple for so long, you get comfortable with that person, right? You get to that point where you're so comfortable you think it's okay to fart in front of them, right? But like the rest of the people in the elevator are still pissed off at you. You know what I mean? Like, it's awkward. It's like that same kind of awkward when you go to someone's house because you think they're having a yard sale and it turns out the yard's just fucked up. Like you end up walking right into the middle of a domestic dispute. You're like, hey, how much for the Jesus Christ? Some lady threw her husband out and also all the pots and pans. I don't know. I met a new girl recently. I don't know if y'all have ever seen those websites where you write emails to the ladies in prison, but it was kind of like that. But it was in reality, it was a hooker I met at the bowling alley. And I'm not bragging. I'm not, you know. I tried to pay her with a $100 bill. She goes, "You have anything smaller than this?" And I was like, "You're about to find out." I heard a quote once. We're never really sure the moment that a relationship begins, but we always know exactly the moment that a relationship is over. We know exactly the moment the relationship is over. And I think that's a nice reminder to the ladies that it is never okay to poop with the door open. Some people say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. To me, it's more like it's not what you say, it's who's saying it. Because that could change the whole meaning, you know? I'm not making this up. I saw a midget on television being interviewed, and I don't think it's funny when people go through hard times, you know? But this midget was being interviewed, and he said, I had a tough time growing up. I'm going to let that sink in. Ladies and gentlemen, this was... All right. A midget! Get on Facebook, I'll send it to you. Oh my God. I guess I'm kind of insecure about my own body, you know. I think we all are a little bit. I didn't used to be. I used to be in a lot better shape. Believe it or not, I used to play college football for an online school. And it's just way easier. You know what I mean? It's just none of that going to the gym and working out stuff. That sucks, doesn't it? You got to go a lot for it to work, and it's just too much effort, I think, you know? And sometimes I run into weird situations at the gym, like I think we're all mature enough to be able to see a guy using a jump rope at the gym and not laugh at him, right? Because we know boxers train like that and stuff. But like the moment I go ask if we can play double dutch, it's like I'm the weirdo, you know? Just a thought. I was at the grocery store. I feel like sometimes I get too defensive. The guy at the grocery store at the register was being a little chatty. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, "It's 10:30 on a Friday night, and I'm buying 2 boxes of ice cream sandwiches. How do you think it's going?" He looked at my stomach, he goes, "It looks like it's going according to plan."
I'm hungry now.
I am insecure, you know? I am insecure. Every now and then, when I'm at the grocery store, I'll pick up a box of tampons just so they think I have a girlfriend. So now I've got like 48 boxes of tampons in my car, and it's, you know, I gotta become that guy at work that gives the weird gifts, and Secret Santa's not secret at all anymore. It's weird driving around with all that stuff in your car, though, you know? Like, what if the cops pull me over? I'm like, "Sir, what's the big hurry?" I'm like, "What's the hurry? Do you see this? I gotta go. This is an emergency, man. We got a bleeder." Finished a marathon recently. I finished a marathon. It was a Karate Kid marathon on TBS. I don't know if y'all remember the Karate Kid? Just let me know if y'all have heard of the Karate Kid. Y'all remember that? The old classic wax on, wax off karate, not the new with Little Bow Wow and P.F. Chang or whatever, right? You remember? God, fucking Karate Kid, man. That movie, that's just an inspiring tale about a half-tard getting beat up at school and the old retired janitor comes to the rescue, right? You watch it as an adult, it's just a little different, you know? Like, look at Mr. Miyagi, and I feel like this guy, he's not a great guy. First off, he beat up like 4 teenagers during that movie. You know, that's assault, and no one called the cops. And then he treated Daniel like somebody picked up in front of Home Depot. And look, I'm not saying, don't turn on me, all right? I'm not saying it was right. I'm saying that's what happened, okay? And we know it did. Because Mr. Miyagi was like at the bar with his Japanese buddies drinking, and I'm sure he was bragging to him. You won't even believe what I got this kid doing back in my house. Got him like washing my cars. He gave my dog a bath. I got him installing a satellite dish. This kid thinks he's learning karate. No one called him out, you know? Like the closest he got to being called out was when Daniel, I hope y'all remember this part, but when Daniel hurt his shoulder, and he came to Mr. Miyagi, and Mr. Miyagi pulled this number. Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking Mr. Miyagi's got magical powers. He's not. He's praying that Daniel doesn't file a lawsuit on his dad. We let him get away with it, you know? And maybe he didn't teach him karate, right? But he did teach him how to build a fence, right? How to paint a house, how to put $20,000 upgrades on your house. That's good. He gave him job skills, which is good because now that's the only kind of jobs I've seen Ralph Macchio get. So I think we can all agree that that worked out. Went through a breakup recently. It's never good, you know, but sometimes when you go through a breakup, as a guy especially, sometimes you say things to try to get her to stick around, and when you run out of your aid material, you start using kind of your shitty reasons like, baby, come on, don't leave me, you know? You got clothes in the washer, you know? You don't want to pack wet clothes, do you? Start seeing those little signs that you should have seen all along, like that it wasn't going to work out, like she's just into different things than you are. Like, you know, she was into things like video recording and 3-ways and stuff like that, and I'm not. And when she brought it up, I was actually insulted because it, you know, it made me feel inadequate as a guy. Really, just the idea of standing there with a video camera while 2 guys are banging my girlfriend. I think we can all agree that's not enjoyable. She took all of her books with her when she left. I didn't think that was a big deal, except now I'm stuck in my house with a big, empty, stupid bookcase. I try to impress people with it, so I put my Kindle on there. And when I have people over, I go take them over there and scroll through my Kindle. Yeah, you know. I did what I think any warm-blooded American would do. I took that breakup to Facebook, you know, updated my status. I didn't know what to say without sounding like a loser, so I just posted a song by Adele, and I wrote "Enough Said." And if someone commented on my thing, they were like, "Are you trying to come out of the closet right now?" I was like, "No, I guess that wasn't enough said. No, I just got dumped." And I'm like, "Listen, sorry, I hope the next guy treats you better." And, you know, it's like that's why you don't friend your parents on Facebook, you know, because like they'll embarrass you. They put things out there you don't want other people to see. They'll put up those pictures you didn't want your friends to see, right? Oh, there's Josh playing in the bathtub. I was getting ready for prom. Like, how did you get that? That's weird. Like, I feel uncomfortable now, you know? It's a different life that you lead after you break up, I tell you that. Start watching porn again. I'm not bragging. But I was watching this video, and there was an African-American gentleman who couldn't maintain his erection. And the movie was called Black Cock Down. There it is. Okay. From what I can tell, the rescue efforts were successful. That story is always... You ever get done watching a whole porn movie before you realize your window was open? That was scared the hell out of you, right? You can't go close it in time because you still got the vacuum cleaner cord wrapped around your neck. Sir, you know what I'm talking about. Your neighbors are literally 5 feet away, you know? Having a Super Bowl party or something. I don't know. I think porn is, you know, porn is one of those weird things like where I think it's gotten kind of out of control. I saw a thing on the news about how a guy died and the police found his dead body and then they found a lot of pornography on his computer. And I'm sitting home like, that's how did they find that? You know? That doesn't make me feel like I'm not a crime scene investigator, but the idea of the detectives, here's how they split it up. They're like, all right, listen, you check the body, you make a chalk outline around the body, look for any signs of foul play, you look for any signs of breaking and entering. I'm going to check out what he's been doing on the internet the last couple of days. Oh, God, Jesus. Come here, look at this. Look at this guy. Oh, my Lord, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Wear 2 sets of gloves, guys. This guy was a freak. That's something I was thinking about. You ever fall asleep watching porn? That's embarrassing, right? Your boss wakes you up. Like, listen, we gotta have a talk, all right? First you're handing out tampon boxes, and now you're, you know, it's not okay. Went through a drive-thru earlier at Burger King. You guys ever do that thing where you go to Burger King and you're so hungry, right? You're like super, super hungry. You start ordering all this food, more than you ought to, and you get to that one item where you know you kind of crossed the line. You start acting like you're ordering for other people too. You're like, I think Randy wants a chicken sandwich too. You get to the window, she sees it's just you. Like, you're not fooling anybody, right? She's like, why do you have all these tampon boxes in your car? Oh. Sir, if you're ordering for all your friends, why'd you only get 1 drink? So now I gotta order like 6 more drinks, but I've only got 2 cup holders in my car. Got drinks bouncing on tampon boxes, you know. And on the way home, they all spilled over. The tampons swelled up so big I couldn't get out of my car. I used to live on the East Coast. Back on the East Coast, let me start with this. Girls, I think y'all are great, y'all are awesome and amazing and wonderful and everything, but I think sometimes you can be a little bit more specific when you say what you'd like to do on a date. Okay? I think sometimes maybe lay it out there a little bit more simple. Alright? This girl told me she wanted me to take her to the Village Inn. Right? I'm going to spoil the ending of the story right now for you. The Village Inn is a pancake house. Alright? It's not an inn. You hear inn as a guy, you hear certain words that trigger that thing, you know, that thing that, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. You hear words like inn or hotel or motel or bed and breakfast or empty high school parking lot. And you're like, yeah, let's go, you know, like running to the car, like, yeah, let's go to the Village Inn. And you're moving tampon boxes out of the way, making room for it. You're like, yeah, let's go. And on the way, I'm like, yeah, what made you want to go to the Village Inn, you know? And she's like, oh, my dad used to take me there when I was a kid. I'm like, Jesus Christ. That's weird, but, you know. I stopped at a 7-Eleven to pick up a bottle of wine and some condoms because I got class. You know, I'm a romantic. We get to the we get to the Village Inn. It's just a restaurant, and I'm like, I feel like such an idiot. And we walk in, and the lady's like, "Would you like a booth?" And I was like, "That's, you know, not going to give us a lot of privacy, but you know, whatever. You know, we'll make do." So we go over to the booth, and I'm just feeling like a dork and a loser, you know, and I look around the restaurant, and I see that every table's got a disappointed guy with a little 7-Eleven bag next to their table. So I didn't feel so bad, you know? I did a show last week. One of the guys came up to me after the show, and he goes, man, that show was so funny, man. And I quote, I almost shit my pants. End quote. Okay, thank you. Is that the way we're rating comedy now? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't like that program. I don't like the way, because like, what, if I'm not good, what is, like, you know, I farted a couple times, but, you know, nothing really committal. Like, the better the jokes get, the worse the smell gets. The crowd fucking starts trickling out the door. People across the street are like, it must have been a great show, man. They're leaving so early. It must smell like shit in there. Something I thought about. My younger brother adopted a retired police dog. I didn't even know you could do that. But he adopted a retired police dog, not for companionship, just because he always needs help finding his weed. So I thought that was interesting. Does anybody here have dogs? Is there any dog owners out in the crowd? No? Go get yourself a dog, all right? They're wonderful. You got a dog? What kind? 3 dogs?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's not overdo it. We still got a show going on. Just tell me 2. I'm just kidding. What are their names?
Sheba, McKinley, and Buddy.
Okay. That's weird. But I'm not going to talk too much about Sheba and McKinley. That's McKinley? So you're like McKinley. That's okay. Whatever. That's awesome. Are they nice? Are they young?
No.
They're old? Okay, well, I'm definitely not going to make fun of them because I don't want to feel bad if you go home and, God forbid, you know, McKinley's fucking had a rough night. And whatever. I have a dog. I actually have two. But I have a Cocker Spaniel. His name is Rocky. I named him Rocky because I love that movie Rocky, you know? And it's just an inspiring movie. It's a great movie. And now Rocky, my dog, is actually starting to resemble the movie character. He's got like the droopy eyes, you know, and he can really take a punch, you know? That's not true. He's awesome. He's great. I took him to the dog park, and this girl comes up. She goes, "He's adorable. He's going to be a total chick magnet." And I was like, "You think so? You want to, you know, grab lunch?" She's like, "No, not at all." What the hell did you come over here for, you know? Like, so far, he's not much of a chick magnet, you know? So far, he's more of a magnet for guys that like to yell faggot out their car window. That's what I've seen, but, you know, whatever. He is, like I said, he's cool. I have another dog. Her name is Adrian, you know, just like the movie. I'll show you pictures after the show. They're adorable. But the thing is, Rocky and Adrian, see, every time I play tug of war with Adrian, Rocky starts humping her, right? And I thought that was because he's like trying to assert his dominance or whatever, because that's what we're all told. But my dog trainer's like, no, he's actually aroused by that. Like, that's stimulating him. And I was like, Jesus, like now it's dirty, you know? Before I thought it was, you know, do your thing. But now it's dirty, so I can't have that. So I break it up. And now what I do is I just made a video of me playing tug of war with Adrian, and I show it to Rocky whenever I'm out of the house. So he can still take care of himself, but I don't have to see it. You know? That is funny if y'all think about it. Some of y'all are looking at me like, listen, I was born in 1920, all right? I don't want to hear about dog porn. Oh, Rocky is seriously awesome. He's a great dog. Only problem I have with him is sometimes he likes to dig holes. And you can't have that, you know, but I read that if you put shit in the hole, the dog won't dig there anymore. I swear to God I read that. If you put shit in the hole, the dog won't dig there because they don't want to, like, get their feet dirty. But, and I thought that was weird, but whatever, you know. So I'm shitting in the hole. And, right? Because you can't have that. You know? My neighbor's like, no, what are you doing? Get out of my yard. This is why I don't invite you to my Super Bowl parties. Y'all have been fantastic. Man. My name is Joshua Hughes. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the night.
Joshua Hughes, everyone. One more time. We really brought the Mexican here so he could do some work. So,